entitled Philippines Plants Awareness Program.
Thank you. This is quite late, but nevertheless, allow me to give this awareness to our members of this august body and to the rest of the Ilonggos in the province. Good afternoon, my distinguished colleagues. I am standing before you this afternoon to bring to your attention an urgent concern related to our series of celebrations last month of June. Everyone is aware that the month of June is declared as the Philippine Environment Month. On June 12, 2023, we celebrated the 125th anniversary of the Philippine Independence, highlighting a grand flag raising ceremony at the Municipal Plaza of the historic municipality of Santa Barbara, Iloilo. Yes, every year we focus on these celebrations with accompanying jovial themes which emphasize on our concern for the environment and the love of country. And speaking of love of country, we begin to learn the essence of patriotism early in school, where we proudly sing our national anthem while our national flag is being raised. We also know by heart that our national hero is Dr. Jose P. Rizal, where every school has a statue or bust of him. For so long, however, we were made to believe that the ubiquitous Narra is our national tree, while the fragrant Sampaguita is our national flower, without any qualification. Little did we know that there are two kinds of Narra, which look almost exactly the same. There is the prickly Narra, with the scientific name, and the other one is the smooth Narra. And so which one is our national tree? The same is true with the Sampaguita flower. There is the single Sampaguita, and there is the double Sampaguita. So again, which one is our national flower? Most of us will just complacently say that they are both Narra and Sampaguita anyway. So it is alright to consider that both as our national tree and our national flower respectively. And to this, I beg to disagree. Allow me to refresh our collective memory. On June and February 11, 1934, or 89 years ago, an executive proclamation number 652 was issued by then Governor General of the Philippines, Frank Murphy, which I quote, you have here a copy, declaring the Narra tree and the Sampaguita flower as the national tree and the national flower respectively of the Philippine Islands. The forests are one of the stabilizing factors in the welfare of any land, particularly so the Philippine Islands, where the utilization of timber and other forest products constitutes an industry of great importance to the people. The adoption of a tree emblematic of this importance makes itself felt more and more in proportion as Philippine lumber becomes better known as in the markets of the world. In view of this, and in conformity with the steps taken by other countries in this direction, the selection of a tree from amongst the numerous species in the island appears fitting and proper. Sentiment likewise has dictated in other countries the selection of national flower, either symbolical of certain national traits or sentiments, or reminiscent of some important historical or traditional events. France has her fleur de lis, and Japan her cherry blossom. In the same way, the Philippines should also have her national flower. Upon recommendation of the Secretary of Agriculture and Commerce, and because of its popularity, utility, aesthetic value, hardiness, rapidity of growth, nativity, and history, I hereby declare the tree known as Narra, Tirocarpus vidalianus Roth, to be the national tree of the Philippine Island. In like manner, upon recommendation of the Secretary of Agriculture and Commerce, considering its popularity, ornamental value, fragrance, in the role it plays in the legends and traditions of the Filipino people, I hereby declare the Sampaguita, this is a Sminong Samba, to be the national flower of the Philippine Islands. In witness hereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the government of the Philippine Islands to be affixed. This is done February, the year of the Lord, 1934. My apology, the national flower of Japan is chrysanthemum. So there you are, fellow members of this august body. The particular species of our national tree and national flower, as specified in this executive proclamation by their scientific name, Turocarpus vidalianus Roth, is now reclassified as Turocarpus indicus Will, and its status is listed as a vulnerable species by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources and included in the red list of the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. It is high time that this generation should do something about this inadvertence by urging every Filipino to know that our national tree is the prickly Narra and our national flower is the single Sampaguita. This is not only the role of the Department of Education, in the Department of Environment and Natural Resource, or Department of Interior and Local Government, but this is a responsibility of all well-meaning citizens, be he or she in government or in private sector. It is everyone's patriotic duty. It is also our sacred responsibility as stewards of our environment. I am aware of the initiative the Central Philippine University Alumni Association Incorporated and the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, which are working hand in hand with the Iloilo City Government under the leadership of Mayor Jerry P. Treñas. They have established a pilot nursery devoted to the propagation of prickly Narra and single Sampaguita. We in the provincial government of Iloilo must also do our share by seeing to it that our existing nurseries also propagate prickly Narra and single Sampaguita and make it available for planting for next year. Let us coordinate with the CPU and IBP communities, as well with our counterpart in the city government, so we can synchronize our actions to make sure that we will be planting the correct species. As with the CPU-IBP group and the city government's strategy, let us first limit our planting area of coverage within our territorial jurisdiction. Then, if we are ready and have ample stock of prickly Narra and single Sampaguita, we can share them with our neighboring provinces and Western Visayas and hopefully with the entire Philippine archipelago. The prickly Narra is a fast-growing tree. It can be in full bloom and bear pods within 5 to 7 years. Its crown, when filled with golden flowers, is undeniably beautiful during summer. One can just imagine if all our public places are also adorned with blooming Sampaguita. I was informed by the CPU-IBP group that their inventory revealed that only 2 matured prickly Narra are growing in the Iloilo provincial grounds. The rest are smooth Narra. By random ratio, we can surmise that there is only 1 prickly Narra for every 20 smooth Narra that grow throughout Iloilo City and province. We must correct this imbalance by encouraging everyone to plant more and more prickly Narra trees within the next 7 years so that by 2031, we can already take pride in our collective efforts. April 11, 2031, by the way, is the 130th anniversary of the establishment of the Iloilo civil government. This is an ideal target date for the provincial government to consider and redirect its tracks from now on. This challenge not only directed to this august body, but to all Ilonggos who care for nature, the trees, and the environment. If we succeed in this endeavor of planting the prickly or true Narra and the single Sampaguita, there is no reason why we cannot succeed in all our other endeavors pertaining to our desire for a healthy, wholesome, and verdant environment for the next generations to enjoy. Thank you for this opportunity. Good afternoon.